Yeah, no, because on the bus, all I hear is Tyler. Hey, I remembered that. Yes.
That's I mean, not. I already sprayed myself twice. Figure out whatever it was.
No, come back. One of those is four. Oh, no. Pepperoni.
That's a story.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I walked into my bedroom and this is what was on my ceiling. And it was a reflection and it definitely had a reason why it was reflecting off of something, but it was very amazing. The sun had to come in a certain way to make it happen. And all of my girls were there to see it that day. But we're gonna start. Praise God incarnate, praise Father Spirit, Son. For He is God, for He is holy, for He holds the keys to the grave, and forever He remains. Praise He risen, praise He rose. The version of that song is by an artist named Harvest. He released it 3 months before Joey was born. Harvest was touring with Third Day when Joey went to her first concert. That was 2015, and she was 19 months old. I remember it was the first time that people looked at me like, great, this idiot just brought a baby to a concert. But even better, James, if you remember, we also had a suction machine. We're here today to celebrate the life of Jocelyn Everly Ferrante. Let's cry right away. Welcome, and I truly thank all of you for the support that you've each given me in the last couple of weeks. Your prayers and kind words were all that held me together at first. I really appreciate it. It means so much that each of you have traveled here today. It means so much to have this opportunity to honor my sweet child. This beautiful venue has not charged me for our time here tonight. Eric over at the Perry Pizza Truck has a very busy schedule, and he lovingly agreed to be here for me. Joey's brother Matthew has a summer job with High Peak Tent Rentals, and they did not charge me for the tents and chairs. All of these things really make a difference because I didn't know a tent and chairs was $1,300. A local graphic design artist found out because I was asking, hey, where can I get a microphone? And she said, take mine. She helped us set up today. Oh, and along those lines, I realized I had to flip my notes, and Matt stopped and got a mic stand on his way here. So everyone's just been so awesome. But her graphic design company is called Starkey Collaborative, and she generously provided the photo and video editing that you're going to see. I couldn't have ever put that together myself. She not only offered to help me, but she patiently waited for my files for 2 weeks while I cried over all the memories and gave them all to her at the last minute. And she put it all together at the last minute. So I'm very grateful for Janelle Starkey. And finally, Jonathan Edmonds of the Boiling Point podcast is hosting our live stream today. I became ordained as a minister in 2019. And it's kind of a silly thing. I just wanted to officiate my sister's wedding. But I have prepared the eulogy for today for my precious third-born child. Our family therapist says that control issues are common for parents of children with special needs. We can explore that later as I try to better myself, but for now, you are stuck with me. And as Jesse the cowgirl would say, saddle up. Any tissue? Mm-hmm. Jocelyn's life was a miracle from the start. When we lost her unexpectedly, I spent a full week crying over no longer having her. And then I started to write this. And God told me, don't forget that you almost didn't have her. These 12 and a half years have been a gift. Joey was going to be born at a small hospital in Frederick, Maryland. On my sister's 21st birthday, my water broke at home with a big pop. Sometimes your stomach will get really firm and then you feel a pop. So I knew that my water had broken. But the way she was positioned, I didn't lose a lot of liquid, almost none. So I called my sister. I had to tell her, no, I did not pee myself. And she drove out to be with me instead of celebrating her 21st birthday. I went to bed. The next day I had a doctor's appointment and I said, it's go time. And they didn't believe me. I insisted that my water had broken. I pleaded with my doctor. The doctor finally told me she was calling in a favor to a doctor at the high-risk center. She said the other doctor owed her one. She told me, go now. They close soon. If you get across town in time, they'll see you. Convince them your water broke or I cannot induce you. I said, you're not going to need to induce me. She said, you're not even 37 weeks. You're only 2 centimeters. Just go. The ultrasound tech went quiet the way you'd expect when something is wrong. The doctor who came in as they were closing told me, if you really think your amniotic sac has ruptured, I need you to get to the biggest hospital you can. One with a pediatric cardiologist on call. I was like, can you write me a note? So my sister had been treated at University of Maryland before when she was ejected from her vehicle. So that is the hospital we chose. I showed up with my little piece of paper. They couldn't even call because it was after hours. They couldn't call and say, what is this note about? And I was like, hi, my water broke, but I still have it. And my baby needs a pediatric cardiologist. They said it didn't matter what I said because they didn't have any room. It had been a full 24 hours since the rupture, and I still hadn't lost the fluid. I don't know how long my sister and I waited, but I remember having to tell them, I need to find another hospital. If you're not going to admit me, I need to go somewhere else. And that's when they admitted me. It was then that Joey moved and I lost all the fluid. When Joey was born, my sister said, she's beautiful. And they rushed her out of the room. I wasn't worried. I thought, great, they listened to me. They're going to check her heart. But no, when the nurse returned empty-handed, she said, your baby has no ears. And I said, okay. And that day, January 24th, 2014, my life changed. I already had 2 young kids, but no, I had a baby in the NICU. The military time for her birthday, for her birth, was 13/28, which is my favorite number. I was born on 3/28, and I'm number 1. So I literally wrote LOL on my note. She was exactly 37 weeks, so she was not considered premature. I did not get to hold her until she was 10 days old. She would not come home for another 3 months. She had been given a trach at 3 days, and she would later have a G-tube placed. They told me that in addition to being deaf, she was also blind. That was the worst day. I could not imagine deaf and blind. But on the 18th day, they said, oops, she isn't blind. And that was such a relief. That was also when they told me, we think she has Mobius syndrome. The doctor who told me about Mobius and facial paralysis said, when researching this, I noticed an amazing thing. The awareness day for this condition is your daughter's birthday. Another amazing thing, when I went home and posted that Jocelyn had Mobius syndrome, I got a message from a high school friend. It said, Jen, do you not know that's what I have? No, I just remembered in school seeing past her facial difference, and that's all I knew. This friend attended a Mobius syndrome conference with me when Joey was 6 months old. My friend had reached 35 years old without ever meeting another person who had her same condition. And now she was in a hotel full of them. It was a very beautiful thing that Joey facilitated for her. She became honorary Aunt Daisy. Someone I met at the conference 12 years ago is here with us today. In the way back, David Conrad and his parents, and they have traveled here from New Hampshire to honor our Joey. David has been so kind to checking in on me almost every day. Can we clap for David? Thank you. Being deaf and having Mobius, Joey once had a sweet little friend at school whose family dressed in purple, which is the color for Mobius, and learned happy birthday in sign language. His name is Bryce, and I want to show you the video.
And I love you, Joey, and happy birthday. Bye.
He is the sweetest little boy. His mom said he came home and said they put a special swing.
I didn't have it. Might be important.
He had told his mom they put a special swing on the playground just for Joey, but they wouldn't let me push her. And she said that he told her he was pleading with the teachers. She's my friend. I'm going to be gentle. At the conference, we had participated in a craniofacial study with Mount Sinai of New York and Boston Children's Hospital. That study provided us with free genetic sequencing, which gave us the result that Jocelyn also had neurofibromatosis. also called NF. When Joey was young, I started a Facebook page for moms of children with NF. So I think Josh is here. Today it has over 4,000 members. Despite the title, we do have some dads, and that's how I met a dear friend and son, Liam. And if Liam were here, he would represent children with neurofibromatosis. Liam is also the nephew of our live stream host. Lobate syndrome is rare enough that it actually does feel like family. Two people, both from Colorado, have prepared messages for us today. The one that started is first my friend Casey, and then we're going to have a song by musician John Fisher, who also has Mobius. I'd like to send our huge condolences to you and your family for the loss of Joey. We loved watching her grow throughout the years on Facebook. We loved watching when she would pull her trick out and hide it from you, just like Mr. Kevin does. They were very similar in a lot of ways. And so our heart breaks for you. But you know that he's up there doing time and going to all the bands and throwing her trach away. Her trach. We love you and we are here for you and we are sending hugs and prayers. We love you.
Hello, Jennifer and family. This is John Fisher. I'm an adult ambassador for the Movement Foundation. The song that I made is in honor of Joey. And my condolences go out to all of you. And I wish you peace. And I hope that this song brings you comfort and joy and reminds you of Joey. This is Joey's song. Little Joey, paint the sky, fill it up with color, so bright. Jesse riding by your side, Charlie Brown to make you smile. And we'll carry you with us everywhere we go. And every song and painted sky, and every friend we know. But we wish you could have stayed. There's one thing time can't do. Can't take away the love that still leads back to you. You love creatures great and small, darkness, stuffings, toys and all. Open air and sing along. One taught us to be strong. Mobius was part of you. They never all made you you. Your life was so much more to see. A little soul, a legacy. So we'll carry you with us everywhere we go. With every laugh and every tear, with every step of soul. And when the evening paints the sky, and every golden hue, gather around and sing a song for you. Sing a song for you. May Joey's memory be full of blessings. Things that you dream of. Lemon drops, I got the chimney top, that's where you'll find me. Oh, you birds fly, stash, carry to the wide, and I so and bruises too. I'll watch them bloom for me and you, and I to myself. Well, I see the skies are blue when clouds are white and the nights of day. I like the dark and I to myself. What a wonderful world. So pretty in the sky are also on the faces of people passing by. See friends shaking hands, saying, "How do you do?" They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry and I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than you'll ever know, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind. Where troubles melt like lemon drops, high above the chimney top, that's where you'll find me. Oh, somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, and dreams that you dare to wide, and
While preparing this message, I Googled what percentage of women do not lose the amniotic fluid when the sac ruptures. Google said it's extraordinarily rare for that to ever happen. Being deaf, having Mobius, and having neurofibromatosis, extraordinarily rare is a good description for Joey. Just how rare was she? Thanks for asking. Let's do the math. Starting with the probability of being born deaf, that's maybe 2 out of 1,000, so that's 0.2%. The condition of having no outer ear structure is called microtia anotia. That occurrence is about 2 in 10,000, so 0.2%. Only 10% of those babies have this occur bilaterally. So that would be 0.2 out of 10,000 or 0.002%. Oral atresia is when there's no ear canal. The prevalence is only 2 in 40,000. So that is 0.005%. Again, only 10% of those babies will have this occur bilaterally. So that would be 0.00005%. NF1 is estimated to affect 2 in every 6,000 births. So it's the most common monogenic single gene neurological condition. That is 0.03%. Mobius syndrome, however, is estimated to be as rare as 2 in a million. That's 0.002%. So, factoring her specific deafness, NF1, and Mobius syndrome, Joey is 1 in 33 billion. When I said I almost did not have her, I was not being dramatic. When I had met with her ENT after he placed her trach that first week, he told me, "You really must know, it was one woman, the head of pediatric anesthesiology, who saved your daughter." That woman's name is Anne Savarese. I've been practicing. Savarese. When he told me that, I realized how many details had to line up for Jocelyn to have survived. I realized the message for me from the beginning was, maybe you did not plan for this child, but I have. I knew beyond a shadow of any doubt that God intended for Jocelyn to be here. And so I never questioned it. She wasn't me messing up my life, and she wasn't a burden. So to review, knowing my sac had ruptured, not losing the fluid, pressing the issue at the doctor calling in a fever, the high-risk center saying I could, getting across town in time with the traffic, the heart issue that was seen, having to choose another hospital, my sister having been treated at University of Maryland, traveling all the way there, and we did go home first. Finally being offered a bed, not losing the fluid until Joey was in a safe place. Being born in the right place at the right time, have the right help. A decade ago, I had called Anne and I thanked her for saving my daughter's life. She wanted no part in any praise, and she strongly told me that she was just doing her job. I have never liked that answer. When I started writing this in the middle of the night, sobbing, snot everywhere, I said no. She's going to accept that her skill is what gave me 12 years with Joey. And so I found an email address for her and I wrote to her. I still can't believe I started this email. Hello, Anne. Years ago, I contacted you to thank you for saving the life of my daughter, whose upper airway anatomy was very unique. The ENT who placed her trach had explicitly told me that my child was only alive because the head of pediatric anesthesiology had saved her. I was told that Jocelyn coded and that she had to be bagged until you arrived. You had told me that even with your 23 years of expertise at that time, Jocelyn was very hard to insure. Then basically told me that it was your job and that you deserve no accolade. I still insist otherwise. You gave me 12 years with my precious child. You know, every time I read this at home, I cried. So I'm doing good. I lost Joey this week. Her name is Jocelyn Everly, which means rejoice always. Her life burst is 2 Corinthians 4:17-18. The troubles will soon be over. The joys to come will last forever. In preparing to tell Jocelyn's story, I was reminded of how it was your hand that God guided the day that He saved her. Another doctor would later comment, these are the children who passed in small hospitals, who never survived in the past without trips and detours. If you don't want notoriety, at least accept my heartfelt gratitude one last time. The guests at her memorial service will know your name. They join me in thanking you. I hope this reaches you. And I sent that fully expecting it to come back undeliverable. Like, this can't possibly be her current email. It did. So then the response. Dear Jennifer, my sincere condolences for your loss. Feel honored and privileged to have been able to help her in her time of need. Your gratitude is deeply appreciated. I recently retired, and messages like yours mean a great deal as I reflect on my decades caring for infants and children. She will remain in your heart and with those who loved her. Respectfully, Anne. I was inspired by this picture that I found of Dr. Savarese, and I have prepared a song to honor her. When I was young and went to horse camp in West Virginia, this was my favorite song. My friend Vivian and I would sit on the side of a mountain and sing it. It features horses, and Jocelyn enjoyed their therapeutic riding lessons and getting on ponies whenever she could. Yesterday, the child came out to wonder, caught a dragonfly inside a jar. Fearful when the sky was full of thunder, and tearful at the falling of a star. And the seasons, they go round and round, and the things that always go up and down. We got it all together, so we got to share, we can hold it on. Right from where we came, and go round and round and round in a circle again. Then the child moved in times round the seasons, skated over 10 frozen streams. Words like, when you're older, must appease him, and promises of someday make you dream. And the seasons, they go round and round, and the days you only go up and down. We can live on the carousel high. We can pretend we can hold it on. If I'm from where we came, and go round and round and round in the circle again. 16 springs and 16 summers gone now. Cartwheels turn to car wheels through the town. And they tell him, take your time, it won't be long.
till you drag your deep and slow circles down. And the seasons, they go round and round, and the pains of all you go up and down. We get to the tears of we can't change, we can only move behind from where we came and go round and round and round in the circle again. So the years spin by, and now the boy is 20. Though his dreams have lost some grandeur coming true, there'll be new dreams, maybe better dreams, and plenty before the last dream of you is through. And the seasons, they go round and round, and the things you always go up and down. You're gonna give yourself a time. We can return, we can only know behind from where we came and go round and round in the circle again. And go round and round in the circle game.
That was Matt I bought making a special appearance on Oscar. Straight out of the NICU, I had the support of two very important people who are here today. Jimmy was very medically fragile, and not only did they stay awake with her all night, they offered years of friendship that I desperately needed. Can we please clap for Nurse Julia and Nurse Adam? Jocelyn had therapies at home when she was tiny, and then after we moved to Hagerstown, she was the perfect age to go to Pediatric Movement Center when they first opened. Before she was old enough for school, Jocelyn would come into her siblings' private school with me when I would help out. I had former experience teaching elementary arts, and I loved planning projects for their classes. When she was old enough for school, Joey began pre-K in a special needs classroom. But then as the year closed, they told me she was being placed into mainstream education for the following year. She was just too smart. I got to attend with her and wrong card. Jocelyn then attended regular public school for kindergarten for 7 months. She rode the bus, and during school, she had a nurse on one side and a sign language intervener on the other. It was perfect. But just as the principal was beginning to doubt that she was a good fit for phonics-based first grade, the schools all shut down. Once education got back on track, Jocelyn was welcomed into Truth Christian Academy with her siblings. I got to attend with her and plan little art projects for her classmates too. It was bittersweet when we left Maryland and came to Pennsylvania, but once we were settled here, we found a kids therapy zone in Carlisle, and Joey was there for the first week that they opened. He also became a student of PA Cyber, which is an online charter school. And in addition to the outpatient therapies at Kids Therapy Zone, she attended school-based therapies at the CAIU, which is Capital Area Intermediate Unit. She had many wonderful therapists there, and these ladies, 4 of them are here today. Can we clap for them also? I wanted to read an excerpt from The Velveteen Rabbit, and this is dedicated to other moms of special needs children. But actually, when I thought about it, it can be about any mom because moms do a lot of sacrificing. I just love it too much. Real isn't how you're made, said the skin horse. It's a thing that happens to you. When a child loves you for a long, long time, not just to play with, but really loves you, then you become real. If it hurts, ask about it. Sometimes, said the skin horse, for he was always truthful. When you're real, you don't mind being hurt. Does it happen all at once, like being wound up, as he asked, or bit by bit? Doesn't happen all at once, said the skin horse. You become. It takes a long time. That's why it doesn't happen to people who break easily, or have sharp edges, or who have to be carefully kept. Generally, by the time you are real, most of your hair has been left off, and your eyes drop out, and you get loose in the joints and very shabby. But these things don't matter at all, because once you are real, you can't be ugly, except to people who don't understand. So I used to love this next song. It was my favorite until I tried to make a video and include 2,000 pictures that I loved of my daughter, and it only fit like 10. So enjoy the next song.
Oh. 1, 2, 3. I love you like anything, just like moon shining in the sky. When I wake up, your makeup spread blush across the sky. I can get a crush. I'm gonna tell the world in a million years, full of tears, but I found my girl. I emotion, love devotion, love devotion of mine. And I'm stupid, now I'm stupid. I feel it's just fine. Like explode in face. I'm telling the world in a million years full of fears, but I found my girl. It's the fun time, it's the holy shit, it's the last time the heart, it's the life, it's the being, it's the no harm in the heart, black and red, I see violence. In a million years, once you found my girl, I exploding stuff.
So when I sat down to write an actual eulogy for my daughter, this is how it came out. Jocelyn was a tiny child with a big, powerful spirit. She had an intense point like Sophie Cunningham that she used to demand everything she ever wanted. She was never clingy with me. She was always independent. She would climb into strangers' arms for a cuddle and immediately start bossing them around. She used my cousin's husband like a cyborg. He was her robot suit for half of a family picnic. Joey was always proud to have her favorite characters on her clothing. I would be taking a picture and she would be tugging on her shirt as if to say, "Get this in the picture," or tapping on it. She also learned how to take selfies. Wreck-It Ralph, Louie, Moana, Stitch, Minions, Coco Melon, Bart Simpson, Chucky from Rugrats, and most recently, Jessie from Toy Story. Jessie has a bold, adventurous spirit, and Joey just loves her. I'm so glad we all went to see Toy Story 5. Our days at the pool this summer, Joey had been pointing to each character on her swimsuit, making sure we all saw Moana, Pua, and Hey Hey. She was showing strangers. She was so happy when I signed Mom likes that too. Joey loved anything sensory: water, sand, Play-Doh, slime, the tackiness of a glue stick. So many times when we were doing an art project, I had to wait for her to close her eyes and enjoy the stickiness of the glue stick before she was ready to use it. She closed her eyes a lot when she was feeling textures. She was happy. I don't remember her ever being sad. Only if I couldn't find the exact DVD she wanted, but then that was more frustrated. Or if the power went out and she didn't understand why the TV couldn't be turned back on. She liked having as many screens as possible, going all at once. If she collected everyone's phones, she would have them all playing different shows. We called it Joey's Command Center. Once I took a phone back from her and she was ordering a pizza. Joey followed an adult man with autism on YouTube and used his videos to show us that she wanted to watch the same DVDs that he had. She found families online who had tricked children, and at one point I thought she liked the YouTube mom more than me. She was way too smart. We would go to the movies on opening day and we would find her streaming the same movie when she got home. Toy Story had subtitles in Mandarin, but she found it. She would strap her tricks to her stuffed animal, put pull-ups on her characters, take her shirt off to give it to them, prop them up with her favorite items like water cups and minion goggles and her treasured remote control, and then tuck them under blankets to watch shows on her tablet with her. The day that she had seen the stuffed Charlie Brown and excitedly asked to hold it, she had hugged it so tight, like I had never seen her do before. It was pure joy. I went home and found the exact one on eBay because it wasn't an item that was available in the store, and she was so excited when it came. Recently, Josh had gotten her a large stuffed Jessie pillow and Jessie blankets. She was incredibly excited about that too. She had somehow found my entire Google photo collection in her tablet. I'm not techie, but she was. And she was using that to tell us about the past. One thing was a favorite book that she used to have, and Josh ordered it on Amazon. We joked that she must have thought magic. Josh was her reliable tech support. He tells the story of how her tablet charge port was going bad, so Joey had gotten so frustrated that she threw it, and it shattered. It was no longer safe. We did not have money to replace it right away, but about 2 weeks later, when he handed her the new one, instead of just grabbing it and being happy like every other item, she took a moment to stare at him in awe, like, "You fixed my most special thing." He then anchored it to the bed so she couldn't throw it anymore. One photo that she kept showing me was her at the beach. I am so glad that I listened to her, and in May I took her. I also had made point of having pool days this summer, which was the only time she ever let me hold her like a baby. It was both of our favorite things. Joey did not eat by mouth, but she loved raw broccoli. She would demand to hold broccoli when we were in the grocery store. If I had a salad, she would always pick out every piece. I wasn't allowed to have my own broccoli. Joey always had to hold straws. She was not able to suck, but I would cap the end and drip it into her mouth. One day she discovered that she loved Coke slushies at the theater. I'm like, pick something healthy. She loved going to the theater. We called it the Big Tablet. When she went to the drive-in, she had the whole trunk of the Suburban to herself. It was cute. She was almost never around beer, but if she saw it, she would try to take it from you. Maybe she liked the smell, but it was funny. Jocelyn also loved to hold forks and spoons and chopsticks and pinwheels. When she was younger, she had an obsession with plastic clappy hands. She had unusual comfort items. They were all medical supplies, like her food cords or the caps that she could wear on her fingers. When we were in the doctor's offices, she would demand I inflated the rubber gloves. Joey loved painting, stickers, bubbles, balloons. Right before the summer, she got an amazing new walker, and I would let her lead me around stores, and she would pick her own balloons. They were never the ones I would have picked, but I let her choose. I'm working on those control issues. She loved picking the juices that have the character top. She loved the things she could feel. Loud concerts, the rumble of an IROC. That's the third generation, Going to air shows with Blue Angels and Thunderbirds. I told her that she had to love Fifi because Mommy loves Fifi. Nothing scared her. I took her to Soul Asylum and Dave Pierner looked offended. I've always joked ever since then that Dave Pierner must hate baby. She saw violent films more than once. Joey may have had reserved seats for Gloria, I'm not sure. Recently, I was so excited to take her to train in Bare Naked Ladies, but we had that awful air quality, so I didn't want her to get sick and we stayed home. Joey was loved by Justin Furstenfeld of Blue October. He would not even look at the camera when we paid for a group picture because he was so enamored with her. That was the home tour, and he sang to our kids. We had followed them to Philly the next day, and when Justin saw Joey, he jumped through the opening for the merch counter and came to see her again. He recognized us years later, too. We traveled to New Jersey to meet Nick Cantone when he opened a new gym dedicated to his son who had died from a vaccine injury. And there, Joey got to meet and be held by Frankie Edgar. And I will tell that story forever. I have always said Frankie Edgar held my baby. He's a MMA guy, if you don't know. In the past couple of years, Joey discovered that she loved going shopping. I loved the days I could budget to give her dollar store shopping sprees. She'd pick Play-Doh and character socks and, of course, DVDs if she could find them. We would leave her school therapies and she would use her communication device to say, Family Dollar, Family Dollar, Family Dollar, all the way down the road. And if she knew I was ignoring her and went the wrong way, then she would change it up and say, Dollar General, Dollar General, Dollar General. They liked Dollar Tree and Five Below. Big Lots had been her favorite until they went out of business, but only because they had a big DVD section. She was upset with Target because they no longer carry DVDs. She was actually pissed. She walked all the way to the back and had to pick a book. Miss Erin remembers that. Despite not having any DVDs, Joey was obsessed with Aldi. One day at an outpatient therapy, she had told the lady that she was bored. And then she said she was going to Aldi next. She turned in her chair as if she could just walk out. Like I would just agree and leave with her in the middle of the session. She totally acted like I had her back on this decision. The same time period, she also told the ladies at the front desk of the doctor's office that she was going to Aldi and she needed a quarter. And they gave her one. And then I had to take her home. She always felt so accomplished the days that she convinced me to take her to. Once we were home, however, she just wanted to line up all her special things, take off all of her clothes, and rest. She also hated shoes, of course. As soon as I would start driving, I'd hear them hit the floor in the car. So we loved animals. We have a lot of pets, but her favorite was our tiny rescued kitten. She loved the safari ride at Lake Tobias, and she was always excited to see farm animals. She loved putting her hands in the mouths of baby cows. Her favorite thing. One of my favorite memories is when you may have seen in the pictures when the animals had to wait for them to feed her to feed them pieces of romaine because she was keeping them like an old lady who didn't want to spend her dollars. So cute. My best friend Mike and I took her to Brown Hall today. And she didn't freeze. We had to bundle her up. She had a heated coat. It was ridiculous. She vacationed in Destin, Florida, Ocean City, Fenwick Island. She went to the pony swim at Chincoteague. She visited my great-grandmother in South Carolina. She even cruised to Bermuda. I paused thinking what more to share about Joey, so I asked Evie, what would you say if someone asked you about your sister? And she said, oh, well, I went to also say Evie is the actual youngest child, but because Joey was tiny, she always looked like she was older than Joey. But Evie said she liked the color purple. She loved her siblings. She always wanted water. Anyone who knew her knows that she constantly asked for water. And she was very sweet. And so, Evie, that was a perfect description. Riley has prepared something to say.
Riley's gotta be right on top of it.
Yeah, all the way
Like
up
your
to
mouth
it.
almost touching it.
Got that?
We are here to celebrate the life of my little sister Joey. Everyone here knows her somehow through family or by friends. I'm usually bad at speaking in front of people, but I knew if I didn't say something, I would regret it. I want to talk today about her. I wanted to say I wasn't always with her and we didn't spend a lot of time together. But after seeing the video that was put together, I realized
Even if I don't remember every moment I was with her, I still spent lots of time with her and made so many memories together, and those memories will be cherished. I've spent time helping Joey with her learning and her even watching movies together. Ever since I was little, my mom had told me that I could take care of Joey when I was older. Ever since that day, I had decided that when the day came, I would take care of her. Before now, I never knew how many people my sister knew and had touched. It makes me so happy to think she has so many people who have loved and cared about her. The morning I woke up to the news of her death, I didn't know how to feel. I wasn't exactly sad, but more numb or surprised. That day I cried, listened to music, and threw a flower for her in her favorite color, purple. I think back and I want to say I wish I had spent more time with her, but I'm glad I have such great memories with her. Not too long ago this year, my mom took me and Joey on a short trip, and I was so glad we were able to do that. I got to spend lots of time with her and take many pictures. I want to thank God for giving me a great sister in the time that we could do stuff together. And I want to thank all the people here today for coming and caring about her.
How to be brave? How can I love when I you go watching you stand alone? All of my doubt suddenly goes away somehow. One step I die every day waiting for you. Darling, don't be afraid. I have loved you for years. I love you for a thousand. Time stands still, beauty and she is. I will be brave. I will not let you take away. Standing in front of me, every breath, every hour has come to every day waiting for you. Darling, don't be afraid. I have loved you for a thousand years. I love you for a thousand. All along, I believed I would find you. Time has brought you to me. I love you for a thousand. Love you for a thousand. Every day waiting for you, darling. Don't be afraid. I have asked you for 1,000 years. I love you for 1,000 believe I would find you. Time is but hard to me. Your love is full of love you for a thousand.
We picked that a song to honor not only her own relationship with Joey, but also her dad and brother. When the girls attended St. Patrick's School, Riley entered a writing contest about leadership roles. It was for the Searchoma Club, and they assist people with hearing challenges. She wrote about our family taking care of Joey, and she doesn't want me to share it, I'm sure, but I didn't tell her I put it in here. Did you see it? Okay, so you know. But we're gonna hear her speech.
Because she's dead, we have to help her communicate. She also needs help eating because she doesn't know she doesn't swallow food. We have to put the food in the stomach with a thing called a G-tube. She also has a trach in her throat to help her breathe. We all have leadership roles that help my sister. I like to watch out for her and make sure she is safe. My youngest sister likes to feed her with a syringe and she too. Our brother likes to make her laugh. My other sister likes to play with her and entertain her. My mom takes her to the playground and eats her food. My stepdad will carry her when women can. The guidance we give my sister helps her be the greatest she can be. Food and exercise make her stronger. Playing with her can make her happy and smart. We can use sign language to communicate with her. Sometimes she makes her own signs. She likes it when we understand. Having a sister with disabilities has shown me how leadership can help make someone be the best they can be. We don't drive her by bossing her around, but instead we help her see what she can do. Usually you can talk to someone to teach them stuff, but we have to find different ways to show them things. Often enjoy caring for our deaf sisters, and that makes us all good for them. Okay.
It was hard to hear, but what really stands out to me about Riley's speech is when she mentions Josh carrying Joey for me. He was always helping to carry her. Josh has been Joey's stepfather for almost 6 years now. Joey always had her biological dad's last name. It was not until she passed that we ever called her Jocelyn Everly Ferrante. When we were at the cemetery making arrangements, I was told that the header with her name could say anything I wanted. It was a beautiful moment when I realized what my decision would be. I chose to honor the Ferrante family, and it's a beautiful name. This next song is supposed to be a surprise, but I kept having to get so much text support that I'm sure Josh saw his name on this file. But it's to honor Josh's relationship with Joey. The song says, "Hold me like you won't let go." And that perfectly describes how Joey felt when she was being held by Josh.
Follow your heart, follow your feet, your soul. Follow your dreams wherever they go. Never slow down. Find someone to share with, and never let them go. Hold me close, closer than ever before. Ooh, just love me like you won't let go. With all that I know, with all that I am. Ooh, love me like you won't let go. We light up the dark, we light up the streets with gold, and follow your dreams wherever they go. And never slow down, and find someone to share with, and never let them go. Hold me close, closer than ever before. Ooh, love me like you won't let go. You're all that I know. You're all that I am. Ooh, love me like you won't let go. And when you take away everything, just you in my arms, I feel like a king, holding you close. I feel like I won't let go. And when you strip away everything, just you in my arms, I feel like a king, but I'm holding you close. I love you like I won't let go. So hold me close, you're closer than ever before. Ooh, just love me like you won't let go. You're all that I know, and with all that I am. Ooh, love me like you won't let go.
Now, violin piece by Micah. Mika didn't have a ton of time to learn this, but she's a little prodigy, so she's gonna do well. So when we first asked what song, she immediately knew that that's what she wanted to play. And Evie immediately knew that she wanted to sing this next song.
You know the song Sleep in Love.
Cheers to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not. Cause the drinks bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones that we met. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way. Cause the drinks bring back all the memories. And the memories bring 'em back, memories bring back your. There's a time that I'll remember. And I did not know no pain. When I believed in forever. Everything will stay the same. Now my heart feels like December. When somebody say your name, I can't reach out to call you. I know about it. Everybody hurts sometimes. Everybody hurts someday. But everything will be alright. Always a person say. Cheers to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not. Cause the drinks bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones that we made. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way. Cause the drinks bring back all the memories. And the memories bring back your. Memories bring back your. There's a time that I remember. when I never felt so low. Nothing in the hatred. It's just a first start. And my heart feel like an ember, and it's living in the dark. I'm counting these touches for you, but you know I never drop. Yeah, everybody hurts sometimes. Everybody hurts someday. Everything will be alright. Only the best stay. Here's to the ones that we got. Here's to the wish you were here, but you're not. Those are dreams, bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones that are. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way. Cause the drinks bring back all the memories. And the memories bring back, memories bring back your. Memories bring back, memories bring back memories bring back, memories bring back memories bring back, memories bring back joy.
Nat Nybach learned how to play Who's Got a Friend in Me. And he loved it.
Just a preface, there's no way I can follow everything like that.
And for fun, find yourself in the friend video. Thank you, Matt. All of our images were gonna be bigger, but it was too bright out here for the projector, so we had to bring on the TV. Last week, this last portion I wrote in 5 minutes before I got here. Okay. I didn't sleep last night, and this is a rush, so I hope it goes over. Last week, I was deep in the washer trying to find a specific pair of shorts for Riley. This happens all the time. I will wash something and then they want just one thing and then I pull it and put it in the dryer so they can have it quickly. I had moved every piece of laundry until I got to the very last one, and that was it. The very last item was what I was looking for. Now, I don't often feel God speaking directly to me, but this day I did. I felt strongly that he was telling me, it's always the last place you look, because then you stop looking. I was confused. It was literally like, okay, if that's a message for me, I'll try to figure that out. I had been asking him how he wanted me to end Joey's service, and I felt a bit of banter from God. That sounded like, well, you're the minister, right? No, I'm a mom with a lot to say. But then last night, when I started transferring my whole message to my note card, I wrote the title of the first song, Praise the Invisible, and it jumped off the page and smacked me in the face. The word invisible. So I think he wants for me to say that even though he seems invisible, he's still accessible. And no one knows this until you ask to find him. I asked him what to say, and his message for you today is simple. It's always the last place you look, because then you have it. The same God who arranged all the details.
Meet you by.
Not yet. The same God who arranged all the details to save Joey when she was tiny loves you just the same. My son Matthew didn't make a video or sing a song. So I'm going to end with his favorite scripture, which perfectly mirrors Joey's verse. The troubles will soon be over, the joys to come will last forever. Matthew's favorite scripture is Romans 8:18. Your pain right now cannot compare to the joy that is to come. Joey is in heaven and she's hearing music and not just feeling it. She's actually tasting food instead of just rubbing it on her face. Walking. And what hits me the hardest is when people tell me she's dancing. Because she wasn't able to stand independently. That's a pretty strong image. And now we're done. Just a closing song. But it means so much to me that each of you came here with all these nuts. And I need you to know I appreciate it.
If I go before you do, you by the river. I will meet you by the river. If I go before you do, I'm not gonna just gonna ahead, waiting there for you. And I will meet you by the river. And when your time is through, we'll cross over hand in hand. It's not heaven till I do.
Our friend Sharon had to leave early, but of course we do.
Oh.
Thank you for all the people watching the live stream. We count that as you carrying an attendance.
Thank you.